Hey folks, my name is Dale Davidson. I'm the VA guy. Thanks for tuning in to our channel today, and thank you for your support. So, hey, look, if you like what we're doing here, please hit that like and subscribe button and hit that notification bell. Hey, look, it really helps us out a lot here. We're trying to help veterans and spouses with their VA benefits and answering some questions. So do that for us. We really do appreciate it. Hey, and look, if you've got any topics that you want us to cover here regarding veterans benefits, we'd love to hear from you. So leave us a comment below or send me an email at dearvaguy@gmail.com, dearvaguy@gmail.com. So today's topic is VA travel pay reimbursement for mileage and travel expenses. Okay, so if you're an eligible veteran and an eligible caretaker, how do you get reimbursed from the VA for your travel and meals and things of that nature? That's what we're going to be going over today. So how do you know if you're eligible and how do you file a claim? So generally, healthcare travel reimbursement covers expenses for eligible veterans and their caretakers. We're talking about regular transportation such as a car, airplane, train, bus, taxi, or light rail. And then somebody was telling me about light rail. I'm trying to figure out what heavy rail is. But anyway, and you've got approved meals and lodging expenses. I'm pretty sure that alcohol is not included, so don't do that. All right, so how do you file a claim? Well, you file a claim online through the beneficiary travel self-service system. Okay, and what happens there is you got to have a computer, you got to have internet, so you'll access this system through the VA Access Travel Claim Portal. In order to do that, you've got to set up an account. Okay, a lot of folks don't have that, or they get frustrated, so they just merely fill out the form, the VA Form 10. I think it's a 3542, and they send it in, or they email it in, or they fax it. Now, you can also take that form to the VA facility and hand it to the person at the desk. Make sure you get a receipt, okay? Always get proof that you have sent something to the VA, whether it be a fax cover sheet. If you're sending it in the mail, do it certified mail, okay? I know it costs a little bit extra, but you'll be well worth it, okay? And then email, of course, you can get a send receipt on an email too, so. All right, so filing the first time, what do you do? Okay, so for veterans, as a veteran, you could be eligible for reimbursement if you meet certain requirements, okay? Now, in order to be qualified to get reimbursed, okay, you got to be traveling for care, your health care, at a VA healthcare facility, or for VA approved care at a non-VA healthcare facility in your community, okay? Make sure that if you're going outside the VA system that you check with the VA, make sure that you get the confirmation that it's okay to go outside the VA for your health care. Otherwise, you don't get reimbursed, and you may not even, the healthcare services that you receive may not even be covered. So just be careful, okay? So you've got to have a VA disability rating of at least 30% or higher, okay? But if you're traveling for treatment of a service-connected condition, even if your disability rating is less than 30%, you can still qualify. But remember, it's got to be a service-connected disability or condition, okay? Or if you receive the VA pension, remember the VA pension is that aid in attendance. You can also qualify for reimbursement if your income is below the maximum annual VA pension rate. So for instance, if you're a single veteran, your pension rate is about $2,100 a month. So if your income is below that on an annual basis, then you could qualify for reimbursement. Maybe you can't afford to pay for your travel as the VA defines it in their guidelines, again, you can get reimbursed, okay? So if you're traveling for one of these three reasons, okay, you got a scheduled VA claim exam, those C&P exams, okay? Or if you're going to go get a service dog, maybe you have some PTSD or you're getting a service dog, or for VA approved transplant care, then again, you can get reimbursed for your mileage and travel expenses. Now, what happens if you take a caregiver with you, or can your caregiver get reimbursed, okay? The VA can, and sometimes does, pay caregivers for transportation and related lodging, hotels, and meals, okay, for non-veterans, okay? But they've got to meet certain criteria. And remember, meals don't include alcohol, unfortunately, okay? So at least one of these must be true in order for the caregiver to be reimbursed, okay? The person is your family caregiver under the National Caregiver Program, and they're traveling with you for training, for support, or support of your care. The person, the caregiver, is medically required attendant traveling with you, so you have some service-connected disability that you have to have an attendant with you traveling, okay, get reimbursed, okay, and or that person is your transplant care donor or support person, again, can be reimbursed, okay. So what are the steps? What do you do before you file your first claim? Now, you can, if you're computer literate, you can set up the direct access on VA Access, okay? And you can file your claim there. The VA really likes this because they like to direct deposit your reimbursement directly into your bank account. But if you don't have a bank account, how can you do that online? So anyway, that's the preferred method, but you can always do the paper route also. Now, make sure that you keep all your receipts for all transportation and approved meals or lodging, okay? And track your mileage to and from all appointments. Now, this is where a logbook would be very helpful to you, okay? So make sure that you log in your miles, all right? Be sure to file your claim on time, because guess what? If you don't file it on time, you get paid. You must file the claim within 30 days of your appointment. If you don't get paid. I've had people that have veterans who've come to me or their caregivers, and they've got 6 months of travel expenses that they want to submit. They're not going to get paid because you've got to do it within that 30-day window or you're out of luck. So we've already mentioned the Beneficiary Travel Service System and the VA, or the Access VA portal, okay? But again, you can file your claim by mail, fax, email, or in person to the VA facility where you receive the VA care. That's VA Form 103542. But always keep a copy. And if you turn it in at the VA facility, make sure you get some sort of receipt from that person, because the VA tends to lose things, especially important reimbursement things. And if they've lost it and you won't know for past the 30-day period, you don't have any proof, you're not going to get reimbursed. What happens if you have a special disability or you're going to a special disability rehab center? So again, you can get reimbursed for your travel and lodging, okay? But you got to be inpatient, not impatient, but inpatient, okay? And you got to get your temporary lodging pre-approved by the VA, okay? Now we're talking about special disability rehab centers, okay, such as clinics that provide care for if you got a spinal cord injury, vision loss, blindness, prosthetics, those kinds of things. And you need to be in the inpatient care, then you can get reimbursed, okay? What about, so here in this area, and I'm sure in a lot of areas, we have free transportation service to Gainesville, Florida, to the VA down there in Gainesville. So if you're using that free transportation service, can you get reimbursed for that? No, okay? I mean, now you can get reimbursed from your house to where the transportation service picks you up, but you can't claim mileage if you're using that free transportation service. Just don't do it. That's not the right thing to do, okay? Now, what happens if you're traveling with another veteran? Because a lot of veterans, they'll buddy up and they'll go together. Are they both eligible for the reimbursement? So if you travel together with another veteran, do you both get to claim it? No. One of you gets to claim it, okay? So look, are you the owner of the vehicle used for travel? Okay. If you share a vehicle like a taxi or other kind of transportation and pay your own fare, then yeah, you get reimbursed. Or if you're splitting the cost of the gas, yeah, you can get reimbursed for that kind of stuff. You pay another veteran to take you to that appointment, yeah, you can get reimbursed, okay? But don't claim something that you're not entitled to. So you'll need to provide a receipt for your expenses. Gasoline receipts, okay? Lodging receipts, all of that. So if you're eligible for reimbursement, the VA would pay for mileage rate or actual expense. If you want to know what the mileage rate is, that's published by the IRS periodically, usually annually, okay? So if you're a veteran and you need transportation by an ambulance, a wheelchair van, or other special type of vehicle, then you're covered under a special mode of transportation reimbursement program through the VA, okay? So yes, you can get reimbursed if you need that kind of transportation. For the special mode of transportation, okay, you have got to be traveling for care to the VA health facility or for VA approved care at a facility in your community. And this also is true, you're eligible for general health care travel reimbursement. The VA health care provider determines that your medical condition requires an ambulance or special equipment van for travel. A specially equipped van for travel, okay? Yes, the VA has approved travel in advance. Usually that does not happen, but I would say if you are in a special mode of transportation program, that you actually check with the VA and get that pre-approved just to make sure that you're going to get reimbursed. Now, if you need emergency transportation, notify the VA within 72 hours of your transport. Now, you've done all that, you've filed your claim, whether it be via the VA Access program or with the paper form. So what happens? Well, what happens is once you file the claim, the VA is going to process it, going to look at your receipts that you have submitted, and if they approve it, they're going to deposit your funds through electronic funds transferred directly into your bank account, unless you've made other payment arrangements. So if you don't have a bank account, which some veterans don't, then they would send that check, that reimbursement check, directly to you. All right, so hey folks, thanks for tuning in today. If you like what we're doing here, if you learned something, I hope you did, about the reimbursement program for travel and medical expenses through the VA. If you like that, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that when we do these videos, you'll get notified. We just really, we appreciate you watching, okay? So let your friends and family know about us, okay? If you need help with your DIC claim or a VA pension claim or reimbursement, you have any kind of questions, just let us know. I just had a telephone conference with a veteran today about the common law marriage and trying to get his common law wife, a card to go on base for the commissary. So anyway, we're open to help. Okay, that's what we do. So if you need any kind of help, leave me a comment below or send me an email to dearvaguy@gmail.com, dearvaguy@gmail.com. So until next time, look, I want you to go out in that world, be confident in yourself with an attitude of gratitude, and go out and make a difference in somebody's life. Be blessed.
No more whiskey, I'll have a Coke. Catching bass on an old fishing boat. One more story from Grandpa Joe.